I rise, giving perfect praise and adoration to the great God Allah. Honors to his holy and illustrious Prophet Noble Ali. Honors to the forerunner of the Prophet, Marcus Messiah Garvey, who paved the way for the coming Prophet and said, "Up, up, you mighty race. You can accomplish what you will." He said, "Intelligence rules the world and ignorance carries the burden." He said, "The Negro needs a nationality." He said, "The Negro needs a Quran of economics." He said, "Where is this Muhammad to teach this Quran of economics to the Negro?" Where I bear witness to Prophet Noble Ali indeed is that Muhammad who did come and brought us the Holy Quran of the Moorish science of America, Islam. I give honors to our first and only appointed Supreme Grand Sheikh, Brother E. Miliel. I give honors to the Moorish science of America. And I give honors to the L's and Bays with their wills and ways, because without you, there is no Moorish movement. Today, what we're going to be doing, and what I'm going to be doing and sharing, is the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. I'm just going to read it over and just share with those of us who respectfully identify themselves as African American or Black Americans or Black people here in the United States of America. There was a treaty that our ancestors participated in with the newly formed United States government, and its president being George Washington. And so it's important for you to understand and know that you were here before the foundation and formation and the establishing of the United States of America that we know today. You were already here. There's many people who may deter you of that fact, but upon 2 hours in an up-to-date library, as Prophet Noble Ali would say, is that then you would find the truth. So I'm just going to read very briefly. Peace and Friendship. Treaty sealed by the Emperor of Morocco, June 26th, 1786, and delivered to the American agent at Morocco, June 28th, 1786. Additional article signed and sealed on behalf of Morocco, July 15th, 1786. Ship signals agreement signed at Morocco, July 6th, 1786. Entered into force July 15th, 1786. Treaty and additional article ratified and proclaimed by the President of the United States, July 18th, 1787. Expired, replaced January 28th, 1837. A treaty of September 16th, 1836. To all persons to whom these presents shall come or be made known, whereas the United States of America, in Congress assembled by their commission, bearing date the 12th day of May 1st, 1784, thought proper to constitute John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson, their ministers, plenipotentiary, giving to ambassador, minister, or commissioner of His Majesty and Emperor of Morocco concerning a treaty of amity and commerce, to make and receive proper propositions for such treaty, and to conclude and sign the same, transmitting it to the United States in Congress, assembled for their final ratification, and by one other commission, bearing date the 11th day of March, 1785, did further empower the said ministers, plenipotentiary, or a majority of them, by writing under their hands and seals, to appoint such agent in said business as they might think proper, with authority under the directions and instructions of the said ministers to commerce and prosecute the said negotiations and conferences for the said treaty, provided that the said treaty should be signed by the said ministers. And whereas we, the said John Adams and Thomas Jefferson, two of the said ministers, the said Benjamin Franklin being absent, by writing under the hand and seal of the said John Adams at London, October the 5th, 1785, And the said Thomas Jefferson at Paris, October the 11th of the same year, did appoint Thomas Barclay, agent in business aforesaid, giving him the powers therein, which by the said second commission we were authorized to give. And the said Thomas Barclay, in pursuance thereof, hath arranged articles for a treaty of amity and commerce between the United States of America and His Majesty, the Emperor of Morocco, which articles written in the Arabic language, confirmed by His said Majesty the Emperor of Morocco, and sealed with his royal seal, being translated into the language of said United States of America. Together with the attestations thereto annexed are the following words, to wit, in the name of Almighty God. This is a treaty of peace and friendship established between us and the United States of America, which is confirmed and which we have ordered to be written in this book and sealed with our royal seal at our court of Morocco on the 25th day of blessed month of Shaban in the year 1200. Trusting in God, it will remain permanent. Again, just a small commentary, if you will. It's understanding this is translated into the English language from the Arabiya, or the Arabic language. And of course, us in reference to the Moors, the copper-colored natives found by the Europeans. That's the original American. We declare that both parties have agreed that this treaty, consisting of 25 articles, shall be inserted in this book and delivered to the Honorable Thomas Barclay, the agent of the United States now at our court, with whose approbation it has been made, and who is duly authorized on their part to treat with us concerning all the matters contained therein. That was Article 1. Article 2. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, the other party shall not take a commission from the enemy, nor fight under their colors. Article 2. If either of the parties shall be at war with any nation whatever, and take a prize belonging to that nation, and there shall be found on board subjects or effects belonging to either of the parties, the subjects shall be set at liberty, and the effects returned to the owners. And if any goods belonging to any nation with whom either of the parties shall be at war shall be loaded on vessels belonging to the other party, they shall pass free and unmolested without any attempting being made to take or detain them. Okay, so that was Article 3. Now I'm going to switch it up because it's getting kind of choppy. Article 4 was being read. A signal or pass shall be given to all vessels belonging to both parties, by which they are to be known when they meet at sea, and if the commander of a ship of war, either party, shall have other ships under his convoy, the declaration of the commander shall alone be sufficient to exempt any of them from examination. Article 5. If either of the parties shall be at war and shall meet a vessel at sea belonging to the other, it is agreed that if an examination is to be made, it shall be done by sending a boat with 2 or 3 men only, and if any gun shall be fired and injury done without reason, the offending party shall make good all damages. Article 6. If any more, that's what it says. Just want to make sure we can see it. If any more, M-O-O-R. That's our ethnic identity. Moors. We're Moors. Just thought I'd share that. Okay. If any more shall bring citizens of the United States or their effects to His Majesty, the citizens shall immediately be set at liberty, and the effects restored, and in like manner, if any more, not a subject of these dominions, shall make prize of any of the citizens of America or their effects and bring them into any of the ports of his majesty, they shall be immediately released, as they then will be considered as under his majesty's protection. Article 7. If any vessel of either party shall put into a port of the other and have occasion for provisions or other supplies, they shall be furnished without any interruption or molestation. Article 8. If any vessel of the United States shall meet with a disaster at sea and put into one of our ports to repair, she shall be at liberty to land and reload her cargo without paying any duty whatever. Article 9. If any vessel of the United States shall be cast on shore on any part of our coast, she shall remain at the disposition of the owners, and no one shall attempt going near her without their approbation, as she is then considered particularly under our protection. And if any vessel of the United States shall be forced to put into our ports by stress of weather or otherwise, she shall be compelled to land her cargo, but shall remain in tranquility until the commander shall think proper to proceed on his voyage. Article 10. If any vessel, this is referring to ships, if any vessel of either of the parties shall have an engagement with a vessel belonging to any of the Christian powers within gunshot of the forts of the other, the vessel so engaged shall be defended and protected as much as possible until she is in safety. And if any American vessel shall be cast on shore on the coast of Wadnan or any coast thereabout, the people belonging to her shall be protected and assisted until, by the help of God, they shall be sent to their country. Article 11. If we shall be at war with any Christian power, and any of our vessels sail from the ports of the United States, no vessel belonging to the enemy shall follow until 24 hours after the departure of our vessel. And the same regulations shall be observed towards the American vessels sailing from our ports, be their enemies, Moors, or Christians. Article 12. If any ship of war belonging to the United States shall put into any of our ports, she shall not be examined on our pretense whatever, even though she should have fugitive slaves on board. Nor shall the governor or commander of the place compel them to be brought on shore on any pretext, nor require any payment for them. Article 13. Article 13. If a ship of war of either party shall put into port of the other and salute, it shall be returned from the fort with an equal number of guns, not with more or less. Article 14. The commerce with the United States shall be the same footing as is the commerce with Spain, or as that which most favored nation for the time being, and their citizens shall be respected and esteemed, and have full liberty to pass and repass our country and seaports wherever they please without interruption. Article 15. Merchants of both countries shall employ only such interpreters and such other persons to assist them in their business, as they shall think proper. No commander of a vessel shall transport his cargo on board another vessel. He shall not be detained in port longer than he may think proper, and also persons employed in loading or unloading goods or in any other labor whatever shall be paid at the customary rates, no more and not less. Okay. Article 16. In case of a war between parties, and prisoners are not to be made slaves, but to be exchanged one for another, captain for captain, officer for officer, one private man for another. And if there shall prove a deficiency on either side, it shall be made up by the payment of 100 Mexican dollars for each person wanting. And it is agreed that all prisoners shall be exchanged in 12 months from the time of their being taken, and that this exchange may be effected by a merchant or any other person authorized by either of the parties. Article 17. Merchants shall not be compelled to buy or sell any kind of goods, but such as they shall think proper, and may buy and sell all sorts of merchandise, but such as are permitted to the other Christian nations. Article 18. All goods shall be weighed and examined before they are sent on board, and to avoid all detention of vessels, no examination shall afterwards be made, unless it shall first be proved that contraband goods have been seen on board, in which case the persons who took the contraband goods on board shall be punished according to the usage and custom of the country, and no other person whatsoever shall be injured, nor shall the ship or cargo incur any penalty or damage whatever. Article 19. No vessel shall be detained in port or any pretense whatever, nor be obliged to take on board any article without the consent of the commander, who shall be at full liberty to agree for the freight of any goods he takes on board. Article 20. If any of the citizens of the United States or any persons under their protection shall have any disputes with each other, the consul shall decide between the parties, and whenever the consul shall require any aid or assistance from our government to enforce his decisions, it shall be immediately granted to him. Article 21. If a citizen of the United States should kill or wound a Moor, or on the contrary, if a Moor shall kill or wound a citizen of the United States, the law of the country shall take place and equal justice shall be rendered. The consul assisting in the trial, and if any delinquent shall make his escape, the consul shall not be answerable for him in any manner whatever. Article 22. If an American citizen shall die in our country, and no will shall appear, the consul shall take possession of his effects, and if there shall be no consul, and the effects shall be deposited in the hands of some person worthy of trust, until the party shall appear who has a right to demand them. But if the heir to the person deceased be present, the property shall be delivered to him without interruption, and if a will shall appear, the property shall descend agreeable to that will, as soon as the consul shall declare the validity thereof. Article 23. The consuls of the United States of America shall reside in any seaport of our dominions that they shall think proper, and they shall be respected and enjoy all the privileges which the consuls of any other nation enjoy. And if any of the citizens of the United States shall contract any debts or engagements, the consul shall not be in any manner accountable for them, unless he shall have given a promise in writing for the payment of fulfilling thereof, without which promise in writing no application to him for any redress shall be made. Article 24. If any differences shall arise by either party infringing on any of the articles of this treaty, peace and harmony shall remain notwithstanding in the fullest force, until a friendly application shall be made for an arrangement, and until that application shall be rejected, no appeal shall be made to arms. And if a war shall break out between the parties, 9 months shall be granted to all the subjects of both parties to dispose of their efforts and retire with their property. And it is further declared that whatever indulgences in trade or otherwise shall be granted to any of the Christian powers, the citizens of the United States shall be equally entitled to them. Article 25. This treaty... I think I may have read it a little backwards. But here's the last excerpt. This treaty shall continue in full force with the help of God for 50 years. We have delivered this book into the hands of the before mentioned Thomas Barclay on the first day of the blessed month of Ramadan in the year 1200. I certify that the annex is true copy of the translation made by Isaac Cardoza Nunez, interpreter at Morocco, of the treaty between the Emperor of Morocco and United States of America. So that's just a small example of what we are connected to and how we are of Moorish descent. So that is so very important for us to know. Forgive me, I'm reading some additional article. I would like you also to look up the letter from George Washington to the Sultan of Morocco. So many people say that this treaty gets them out of court and says they have more rights than anyone in the United States of America. That's not true. However, it does paint a picture in regards to the history of how we are of Moorish descent. And we were all once a part of the Moorish Empire, which was a part of the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. And the Prophet Noble Ali made it very clear. People try to make it difficult, but Prophet Noble Ali made it very clear. He said that we are Moorish Americans, descendants of Moroccans born in America, not Morocco, Moroccans. And the Moroccan Empire was a vast empire. And it is important for people to get this understanding so that way we will be able to move forward, not only as so-called black people, but also as American citizens. The Prophet Noble Ali said that by following love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, the United States of America will be the greatest nation on planet Earth. He said, but if they do not follow those principles, the worst is yet to come. And we see those principles being avoided and ignored. And it's very clear. Brother George Floyd is not the only example. There's many, many examples before him. And unfortunately, after. Nationality is the order of the day. Our people have to get a clear conception of what it is to have a nationality, because our people we are stateless. You are stateless if you have no state that you can derive or submit your political allegiance. The pledging of allegiance to your nation and your people and your government. And quite frankly, a prophet that came to you because we needed him the most. Get an opportunity, sacrifice some time on a Friday, depending on where you're at in part of the country, even on a Sunday, maybe even sometimes on a Wednesday, 3 days out of the week, to learn how to make your condition better so that you can bring something to the people. We all come together and live in harmony so we won't get shot in the streets. And if we do get shot in the streets, there will be actual justice that is given to the people, to the family. No, conspiracies about rituals and blood sacrifices and things of that nature. So when you get opportunity, visit the localist, nearest Moorish Science Temple of America near you. And get opportunity to learn about the truth about your nationality and your birthrights. Because we, as a race of people, we're Asiatics. And upon investigation in an up-to-date library with 2 hours, you'll come to find out that is the case. And you got to be consistent with it. Because being a Moorish American Muslim is a way of life. It's not just a club. It's not just some thing that you get in. This fez doesn't make me Moorish American. My turban doesn't make me Moorish American. Any headdress or garb that I wear doesn't make me Moorish American. I'm a Moorish American because I say I am. And I can prove it on what it means and what it is if I really desire to give that information up. Because a Chinese man doesn't try to persuade people that he's Chinese. He just is. He's being what he knows and not what he's told. We were told that we were Negroes. We were told that we were black people. We were told that we're African American. We were told that we were called this and that. And we accepted those mere ideas of men. And we see clearly that they only do us harm. Because those are principles that delude to slavery. So we got to get our mind back to a higher state of consciousness. I'm your brother, Sheikh Montezuma Yakamba Bey, and I approve this message. Peace and love.